Hey, long time no see, or hello if you're new. My name is Kim, and I wanted to come on here and give you guys an update. So, a while ago, I was making a lot of these videos in the beginning of my recovery, and coming on here and speaking helped me so much. I have tried several times to recover from my eating disorder, and I think being on YouTube and speaking out loud what I was going through and calling Ed out on the lies it was telling me and being accountable and just sharing my journey helped me so much. I think the last video I made was maybe 3 months ago, so I was 5 months into recovery. So I like the last day I had thrown up was March 26th, I think. So it's almost been 8 months. And so about 5 months ago, I realized that I wasn't really thinking about my recovery very much. I had gotten to the place where I was not restricting. I was eating whatever I wanted. I was enjoying food. I was enjoying my family. I was able to be present. I was getting really repassionated, new word, about my work and friends and hobbies. I learned the ukulele. Like, things were going so well that I stopped making these videos because I thought I didn't need them anymore. And I had the intention of making a video last month when I got to 7 months of recovery, and I wanted to get on and be like, it's been 7 months, I just wanted to check in, things are going great, I've weight restored, my period's back fully, I'm like loving life, like things were going so well. But right around 7 months, something switched. And so I wanted to tell you what I think happened. I think a part of my mind was like, okay, let's try recovery. I'm miserable. I do not want to spend my life binging and throwing up and restricting and being healthy and over-exercising. Like, that's not the life I want to live. So I'm like fully going to commit to recovery. I'm going to dive headfirst into it. And that's what I did. And it was great for 7 months. And then I think my brain one day looked in the mirror, which I probably shouldn't have been looking in the mirror that much. And my brain said, oh, this is too much now. We were fine with recovery up to a certain point of weight gain, and now it's too much. And I even decided to measure my body. I had stopped weighing myself completely, which was huge for me. But I measured myself and realized that my measurements were the same as they were a month after I had my daughter, delivered my daughter, and I went into a tailspin. And I didn't relapse, but I was so depressed, like crying all the time, just like so sad. And I think what happened was I think the mindset is the last thing that shifts. Like, it's hard to eat the food, it's hard to gain weight, but that's a lot easier than unprogramming the brainwashed state of your mind that your eating disorder and diet culture has placed in your brain for so long. And so I've had diet culture for 30 years, right? Because that's the place we live. And I've had an active eating disorder for like 20 years. And so I think my brain just couldn't handle it. And it was so sad to be living in like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I'm sober too. And I just see people who they want to be sober, but they're not. And it's just so miserable. And that's how I was when I was in my eating disorder, that 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that's where I had gotten myself again. And I finally did purge one time last Wednesday, and after it I was just devastated. I hadn't even thought about purging for months. Like, I was just like, I can't believe I'm back here. I tasted freedom, like I had never tasted freedom like I had these past 7 months. And I was like, when I've relapsed, when I've slipped up, it's turned into a full-on backslide where I'm worse than where I was before. And so I got honest with a lot of people. I saw my therapist. I like took account into what I wasn't doing. And what I wasn't doing was I wasn't actively working my program. I wasn't actively participating in my recovery. I had thought that I was better, but it had only been 7 months. Like, I've heard it takes 5 years before you're fully recovered. And so I got really busy with the work. I made some videos where I was like freaking out about this work project I had watching those videos. Like, makes me want to laugh and cry at the same time. But I didn't want to do this work project, and I had to, and I've been doing it. It's a year-long work project, and it's really stressful. My husband got laid off, and we're trying to move. Like, I had a bunch of stressors, and when I get stressed, my mind goes back to my body. Like, ooh, this outside thing is just too much for me to handle. I'll just hyper-focus and obsess on my body, and then this thing won't bother me as much. This thing doesn't go away, but I don't even care, because all I think is I need to be smaller. So I think I had a lot. It was like the perfect storm. But I am grateful for it, because I've gotten back into immersing myself into how fucked up diet culture is, and into making sure I'm not restricting, and talking to a lot of people who are going through this as well and getting support. And I'm going to start making some videos again, and I think it really helps. I even started a new Instagram page. I've always wanted to make an Instagram page being like brutally honest about my eating disorder, and getting support and giving support, and hopefully educating people on how shitty it is so they don't go as far down this path. But I've always been so afraid that my friends or family would find it, just like I have the fear that they'll find this video, this YouTube channel. But in the end, I think me fully recovering is worth other people knowing. So my Instagram handle name is Unlearning the Lies, with underscores for the spaces. Unlearning the Lies. And I started that yesterday, and I'm going to say I had the best day yesterday. I love looking at Instagram of people's bodies. Like, it's a practice I've been doing this past year, since I've really been trying to recover, of body diversity, because we only see images that diet culture shows us. We're just bombarded with those images, and only 3% of the people in the world look like that, right? Naturally. And I have spent my whole life trying to look like that. And so I learned early on this round that it's helpful to look at biodiversity in bodies. So I love looking at bellies and like belly rolls, and I've learned to see the beauty in it. And so when I started my page, I took a few really honest pictures of my body as it is today. And it was so interesting, because normally when I look at my body, even when I'm in recovery, I still wish it was smaller. Like, I go to the mirror and look, and I have the hope that it hasn't gotten bigger, right? So even though I'm eating, even though I know I'm weight restoring, every time I look in the mirror, I'm like hoping that it hasn't gotten too out of control. But what was so fascinating and wonderful was yesterday, when I took these pictures for my Instagram page, I had no expectations. I was just taking a picture of my body and sharing, like, this is the way my body is today. Almost 8 months into recovery, without behaviors, and after so many years, a lifetime of disordered eating. And to have that mindset of just like sharing my body with no expectation or wanting it to be smaller was amazing. And when I ate, I didn't have that feeling of like, I know I need to eat this food and I'm going to, but someplace deep down inside of me had the hope that it wouldn't make my body bigger. Like, I realized that hope has always been there. I've known I needed to gain weight. I knew I was sickly skinny and needed to gain weight, but still when I ate, a part of my brain was like, hopefully this won't like make me too big. This video is such a ramble. So, but that was just amazing. And I just had the best day yesterday. So I'm really happy, because although I had that slip up, I'm calling it a slip because it only happened once, and it's like repowered my recovery more than anything. And it's taken me out of that like half of a month of deep depression I was in, because it made me realize like what I wasn't doing and what I need to do to be happy. And what I need to be doing to be like propelling in my recovery. Because I think I had gotten to this place where I plateaued before full recovery, and I was like, this is good enough. And I didn't realize that I hadn't made it up here. So I just wanted to check in and say I'm still alive. I'm still really working hard at recovery, and sharing some of my experience. If you have any questions or video topics, I'm going to try to make more videos. I have no idea what they would be on, and I think I'm going to put a lot of my intention into my Instagram page, Uncovering the Lies. Or no, it's not uncovering the lies, it's unlearning the lies. Unlearning the lies, right? Because diet culture and our eating disorder tells us so many lies to the point that we believe them. So when we recover, it's like unlearning all that shit. So I'm going to put most of my effort there because it's easier for me to do with my kids and my job and my life. But I'm hoping to come on here too. Okay, this video is getting long. A lot of people started following me when I wasn't making videos. So thank you so much. It made me really happy to see that I was helping people with these videos. So thank you, and I will see you guys later.